Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be going over my tech and cable organizer bag for 2022. So let's just get right to it. Hi everyone, my name is Robert Mizen and I make videos on beep stuff. As we said in the intro, we're going over my kind of tech cable organizer bag. This is the bag here. As you can see, it's quite large. On that note, I'm going to make 2 points before we get into the contents of the bag. The first note is that all of the stuff that's in this bag is stuff that I use either very frequently, that it's important enough to carry around in this bag, or that it's something that I vouch for. If there are any links in this from any of these products in the description below, that is because I personally vouch for them and definitely have used them quite a lot. The second point that I want to make is that the bag is large. I'm definitely going to get some questions about how I'm carrying it around every day, and the answer to that is I don't. This is my main kind of tech cable organizer for when I'm traveling around further. I don't take this to work every day. I have a smaller bag for that. Some of the stuff that's in this will go in that, but this video is going to be about the larger one. So when I'm traveling to a different city, for example, or a different country, and I know that I'm probably going to need some of the stuff that's in here or the redundancy that this bag offers, then I'll take it with me. When I'm traveling to work, I have a smaller Urban Armored Gear backpack, which is great for when I'm biking. However, when I'm traveling further afield, I have an Osprey Farpoint 40, which is a much larger backpack, and then I can fit more stuff in there. And that's typically where this bag will live. So now that we've got those 2 points out of the way, I'm going to scoot the camera over to the desk here so you can see what's inside. Now that we're at the desk, I'm going to go through what's in the bag. There is 2 compartments to this. The first one being for the cables. The first cable here is a USB-A to USB micro cable. The next one here is a RAV Power USB-C to USB-C cable. The next one over is a USB 3A to USB-C adapter. The next thing we have over here is a USB-C to RJ45 Ethernet adapter. I use this when I'm doing networking. And at the end here, we have a flat RJ45 Ethernet cable also. At the back here, we have a 128 gigabyte Samsung USB-C and USB-A. I have made a video on this before. I'm going to link that in the video so you can have a look at that. Really great. I use that for doing lots of installations. Here is just a standard headphone jack splitter. So when I'm traveling with someone, we can split music. And the next thing we have here is just a USB-C to headphone jack. So if I'm flying or something and I can't use my Bluetooth headphones, then I will use that to listen with normal ones on my iPad Pro. And I just have an extra little lock here by Toto if I need to lock this for some reason. Over here we have a couple of items. The larger cable is a console cable, USB to console serial type of cable. I use this for debugging and setting up switches and routers. Over here we have a mini USB cable. Now I don't normally use this anymore, but since I don't have another extra little port I can use for that, I keep it in here for now. Over here we have a little SD card adapter as well as a SIM card removal tool. In the back we have a USB-C to lightning cable. Use this for my phone just in case. The next one I have over here, this is a Kingston Data Traveler 2000. It's 4 gig. It's not very big. What this is used for is protecting documents. Inside you have a code. You can unlock it, and typically what I use this for is basically digital versions of passports, tickets, and so on. We have a pair of wired headphones just in case I again can't use my normal wireless headphones, and I have some replacement nibs for my pencil, for my Apple Pencil for my iPad Pro. In the bottom, what we have is some interesting items. In this interior pouch, we have my Goal Zero Sherpa 100 AC. I think I've done a video on this. I will link it in the video. I think when I did a desktop overview of my desk setup, I showed this off. I haven't done a full review of this. I've been using this for a long time. It's awesome. I cannot tell you how good this is. And yeah, it's got USB-C, USB-A. It's got little side channels for storing extra cables. I mean, wireless charging. I mean, this thing is a beast. It's very chunky, but if you're traveling for a long time, this is a great thing to have. Typically when I'm in an airport, or for example in a restaurant or whatever, train stations, I will plug the mains into this, charge this up, and then I know that I can always charge my other things up from this. So that's typically why I take that. It's really good. Can't recommend that enough. Over here we have a few little extras. This is the Steam Deck USB cable, USB-C cable. I take this because I take my Steam Deck with me, obviously, but at the same time, this is actually a really great charger. It's like a 45 watt output. It's a pretty beefy little charger. Here we have my 1 terabyte SanDisk USB-C hard drive. This is amazing. I mean, it's 1 terabyte. I mean, look at the size of it. It's super tiny. So I always take this because when I'm transferring video content over or so on. So that's what that's for. Over here, this is a gl.inet slate travel router. When I'm traveling, I connect all my devices to this. I've done a review of this. This is great. I've been enjoying using this. This is a really good little product. They're not very expensive, and yeah, if you travel for any time really at all, I definitely recommend a travel router where you can control the firewall and VPN settings and various stuff like that. So phone, tablet, stuff like that connects to this, connects to the public Wi-Fi's, which typically are not set up super great. So this protects your devices for that. Underneath we have a, this is my USB kind of hub thing for my iPad Pro. I've had this for a long time. And basically this is the hyperdrive one, USB-C. On the sides here you've got HDMI. Here we have USB-C pass-through, SD, micro SD, USB 3, headphone jack. These things work really great. These are just basically if you have different size cases. I have not basically reduced the size of this. I've just kept it in this for now. Here we have a Tactica little toolkit. This is really great, small. Basically you've got the shell. You can take out the little adapter there. It goes in here, it's all magnetic, and then you put one of the pieces in there and then you can use it. Basically what I use this for is if I'm doing any bit of work, testing some networking stuff, I need to open things or fix computers, then I use that. But if I'm traveling on an airplane and I don't have a check-in bag, then probably I will throw this to one side or put it in the check-in bag if I do have one, because I don't want this taken away from me, obviously. Here is a travel adapter. These are pretty standard. I've had this one for a pretty long time. I trust this one quite a lot. This is by a company called Clever Trips. No idea where they're from, but this is a great product. Basically, we've got EU, UK, USA, and Australia, Type-C, a bunch of the inputs there, USB, 4 USB-A ports there, extra fuse as well, because the actual thing is protected by its own little circuit, so that's pretty good also as well. Yeah, so I mean, that's just the travel adapter. Not much to say about that, except that it was pretty cheap and also pretty awesome. So you can buy cheaper ones that I wouldn't trust, but I got a lot of expensive equipment. Definitely trust that. Long USB to lightning connector. Typically when I'm flying or something like that and I don't have a long wait, but I want to top my phone up, I don't want to take out my Goal Zero and all the other stuff, then this is what this is for. I pretty much just plug this in. It's pretty long, so I can just plug it into one of my, either that adapter if I need to or another one, and then just plug my phone in and top that up if I need to. The last thing that's in here is a SD card library, micro SDs for filming and stuff like that. This is just an adapter. I've got tons of these just kind of scattered all over the place. This is part of my kind of prepping library of maps, PDFs and manuals and things like that that could be useful if I need them. It's waterproof, it's pretty tough. Yeah, so I mean, this is pretty much my main kind of carry. The important thing about this kind of setup is that I use this stuff. So this is pretty much, this is geared for me. There are only two main things to note about this setup. Firstly, it's geared around an iPad Pro with my Surface headphones and a Steam Deck. So, I mean, the things in here help me with that, plus my phone. The only cable that's not in here is my Apple Watch cable, which is plugged into my computer at the time of this filming. The only thing I could say about upgrading this particular setup is mostly centered around the cables in the top. I'm trying to transition everything to USB-C. This cable here, which is a USB 3A to USB-C, is kind of my midpoint, so I can take kind of older USB cables or ports and at least put them into this way or the other way around. Steam Deck right now, USB-C, headphones, USB-C, iPad Pro, USB-C. Obviously Goal Zero, a bunch of ports for that. So there's only a couple of things that I don't have that have that. My iPhone, for example, which is Lightning, or like, for example, my watch, which has obviously only the wireless charging. So there's a few bits and bobs that need to be upgraded. So hopefully this can be reduced in cable mass, so I can either put more stuff in this or perhaps move it into something smaller, although I'm quite tempted to continue using this but put more things in it because, like I said, it's quite a rigid, it's a good material. It's not waterproof, but it's like I said, it keeps rigidity quite well. It's got like kind of a frame inside of it, so definitely a good product there. So I hope that the video was interesting for you. I hope that you do like some of the products that are in here. I hope that you like the video. If you do, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you do like any of the products that are in the bag, there are going to be some links in the description below. And if you click on those links, then the channel will get a little bit of support and commission from the stores that it goes to. Also, if you do want to follow me on other channels, I do have my Twitter channel that is also below, and also you can follow me on YouTube streaming. For the time being, I have stopped streaming on Twitch because of the policies that they have, so now I'm focusing on YouTube streaming. So if you do want to see some games on there or continue the conversation over there, just head over there and I will see you there. As always, have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.